Grandpa Dennis is turning.
I'm alright, cause I'm okay. Doesn't matter if my beard is gray. Just listen, I have something to say.
Grandpa Dennis is turning.
I'm alright, cause I'm okay. And this old goat has something to say. So just keep learning, for Grandpa Dennis is turning. Okay. This is a world premiere. It's going to be the first time the world is able to see the internationally famous Vinsky Nuts and Bolts. See the cheering in the world? Now, this is Vinsky Nuts and Bolts, and I am Dennis Provinsky, and this is Vinsky Nuts and Bolts made by the pros. Okay, so my grandson's here with me. My granddaughter's behind the camera, and she's smiling because she's happy. You saw all the stuff that was out front here. That's all the stuff that's going in. I'm doing something a little bit different because we're in Houston, Texas. So we got all the stuff from an American grocery store. Normally, up in Canada, where I'm from, we would make nuts and bolts with similar kinds of things, and it'll amount to approximately $100 Canadian. But out here, that's probably $20. Now, the first thing we have to do is mix the ingredients that'll go into the pot, which ends up on the stove and melts down. And all the ingredients, the flavors and all that go into the mix. When we're done that, we put in the rest of the dried stuff. It goes into the big pans. We'll do 2 of them because we've got a lot of stuff to put in. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is get butter. We're gonna start off with ½ pound of butter. And we may do another ½ pound. We'll do 1 mix first, then we'll do a second one. So we may need a second half of the butter. So this butter has been on the counter for a little bit, number of hours, so it's fairly soft. There, wow. That worked. There we go. This gets thrown out. Give me a towel, Ben. Now, the important part of this whole process is some refreshments as you're going. In this case, great Canadian whiskey. Hey, don't laugh, don't laugh. This is good stuff. The other thing that's important and critical in the whole process is whatever you're dealing with, like sesame seed sticks, they're so good, you've got to keep tasting them to make sure they stay good throughout the whole process. So, yeah, that's right, the good stuff. Now, in Manitoba, in Canada, we have what's called garlic sticks with a little bit of sesame flavor. They look exactly like this, full of garlic with just a hint of sesame seed. Here, they're sesame seed with just a hint of garlic. So, now we've got the butter. We put the butter in. Now we've got to deal with, what do we got to deal with? Garlic. That's what we got to deal with. So, this is minced garlic. We're looking at, for this particular recipe, 4 tablespoons. So, this, what's that, Dan? I can't read it very well.
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon, okay. So, that's 1. 2, 3, 4. And remember, you can't have enough garlic. It's impossible to have enough garlic. There, wipe that clean. Put that down. Oh, we need the other quarter piece of butter. That's a good idea. Come on there. Okay, what do you think, Ben? Are we doing a good job here?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You can throw that out. Thank you. That's what assistants are for, helpers.
Yeah.
All right. So, we've got the butter, the garlic, onion powder. Whoa, here we go. 3 tablespoons onion powder. Okay. Get the shaker off. Get the plastic off. Wow, it's a lot of onion powder. 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Boy,
Smells like onion powder.
seems like a lot, eh? I never have too much onion either.
Oh, the smell. It smells like onion
Smells
powder.
so much like onion. Celery salt.
Are you
Okay.
sure it's your famous? Because you're looking at a list.
Yeah, it's my list, and I've got to remember because I'm 72 years old and I can't always remember stuff. Let's do some seasoning salt. Okay, so we found the celery salt. And how much of that do we need? 1 tablespoon. Yes. Is that it?
No, see. That's teaspoon. This might be tablespoon.
Uh-huh.
That's tablespoon.
Here we go. So we'll just do 1 of these. There we go. Now we're gonna, when we cook this up, we're going to be tasting it, so we may have to add certain things. We're not gonna be able to really subtract much, but we can add. So, onion powder, celery salt. Seasoning salt. So seasoning salt is half a teaspoon, half a tablespoon. What's that?
Teaspoon. It's 1 teaspoon.
That should be, there's 2 of these in 1 tablespoon, is there not? Well, let's put in 1. There. That is salt, yeah. Good. We'll put sugar in there. Tabasco, 1 tablespoon of Tabasco. Wow, that's a lot of Tabasco. Tablespoon. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna put 3/4. Yeah, hot. I'm putting in 3/4.
If you're trying it later, like the sauce, if you're trying it later, then you can see if you need more spice in it.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep trying it to see
Later
if you
on,
like
we
it.
can add more. 3.5 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Now that is a good amount. I got a new bottle here, and this is good stuff. I know this because I use it on almost everything.
I've never tried Worcestershire sauce.
But the problem is, it doesn't want to open.
Aren't you magic?
End up cutting my toes off here yet.
Aren't you magic? You should be able to open it.
Yeah, you should be able to, but you don't. There we go. 3.5 tablespoons. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, half.
Still
How we
keeps
doing?
dripping in.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good too. We're always good. Dash of pepper. So a dash of pepper is a technical term. Oops, is that a dash? I think so. There we go. Okay, Ben, we got the sticks of butter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Garlic powder, right?
Yep.
Onion powder,
Yep.
celery salt,
Mm-hmm.
seasoning salt,
Mm-hmm.
Tabasco,
Mm-hmm.
Worcestershire,
Yep.
dash of pepper.
Yep.
And the pepper causes that. Wow. Okay, so away we go. We put that in there. Now we need something to stir that with. How's that? Is that a good stir?
Here, let me get you.
You got something better there? Ah, good. You stir it up there when it starts melting, because you don't want the butter to burn. And what we're gonna do, when that gets stirred up and melted down, we're gonna let it melt for a while, and then we'll start tasting it. And if we think it needs more oomph, we'll put in some oomph, maybe half a teaspoon of oomph.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing?
No.
Oh yeah, oomph, that's a technical term. It's professional cooks use that term, oomph.
Are you saying I'm not professional?
I am a pro, okay? That's what I'm saying. And pros use the word oomph to give it some, that's another term. Okay, so we'll be back once we got this thing heated up. We're back. While we're waiting for this to heat up a little bit, Ben's gonna stir it once in a while when I give him the okay to do that. We'll start putting our dry stuff into the big pans. Those are the big pans. Okay, let's do one at a time. These are the sesame sticks, okay? There they go. So, that's what we got there. Now, these are available only in Canada, unfortunately, I understand. This is called Shreddies. And you only get Shreddies in Canada. So we brought this with us to Texas. And I don't think the customs people even know we have them. They might put us in jail if we do. But there we go, half of it. Way to go, Ben. Stir up our thing here so it doesn't burn. Now, I'm over here ripping apart without success. There we go.
You're magic. You should know how to do things.
This is organic pretzel wafers. Okay, they're from Costco. We'll put half of them. There we go. You guys like pretzels? Okay, we got that in. Now, here we go. Peanuts. You can never, ever have enough nuts. They're kind of like, oh. Well, enough of this. Peanuts are like great, peanuts aren't necessarily my favorite. I like nuts, and I like the real expensive fancy nuts.
So,
There. Okay? It's good? All right. The other thing we need, mixed nuts. Oh my goodness, it keeps coming up with all these protection things on there. There. never have enough nuts. You want some walnuts in there. Yeah, let's put some walnuts in there. Yeah. Ah, that's good for walnuts. So, what are we left with? Goldfish. Yeah, let's put some of that in. That's all the good stuff. I don't know why they make these things so difficult to open up. Gosh, you rip your hand apart. Arrgh.
Let me try.
Okay, Ben's good at that. Time for some more whiskey. Ah, there you go. So. That'll do. The important one. This is the key, in my opinion. Cheerios. And the whole grain Cheerios, not the ones with the sugar in them or the honey coated. You don't want sweet in this. This is a salty kind of process.
Lower cholesterol.
Check the butter again, Ben.
I think you need 2 pans.
2 hands. Check the butter, Ben. Okay, we got 2 more things left, and that's Cheez-Its.
I think it's ready.
Okay. There we are. That'll do. And what is that? Rice checks. These packages. There, that's the way it is. There. So, I think we got everything. Did I miss anything?
Fork's going for a swim.
Oh, well, we don't need the fork in there. All right. So, there we are. Mix the whole thing up. Mix it up. Now, let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so this has to be tasted now.
I
Dip
think
your
you
finger
should
in.
split it up and put it into the other pan.
Don't you
Yeah,
think it'll be
maybe.
a little too hot?
No, just,
What do you think?
wow. Try it. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want to try it?
No thanks.
Nicole, my daughter, she want to try it? Uh-oh, here she comes.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Let's see.
You
Now,
heard it
Split
from
it
her.
up. Split it up.
It needs more spice.
oh, like what? More Tabasco?
Maybe
'Cause
some more Tabasco and more
we-
pepper.
We chintzied on the Tabasco. Okay. There we go. So, that comes out to the same amount that the Tabasco was. Now, the suggestion is, there's too much in here. We'll pour half of it into there so we can... There, that's what they do in cooking shows on TV. It gets all... They're so good at that, they never spill anything. There, put it in. We're not going to pick it up off the floor because we got dogs running around. All right, so now, want to try it? We're testing again. Ben, give her a test. You like it?
Yeah.
Ben likes it.
All good.
You like it?
Yes.
Nicole? Okay, so we're done. Now we try. This is not easy. Getting it. Okay. Lift that up. We'll do the one underneath. Now this is fairly thick stuff, as you can see it's pouring out. It can be thinned if we use some of the, let me get this here. Some of the balsamic vinegar. There we go. That'll thin it out a little so we can mix it. Just hang on to that, Ben, for a second. Now this mixing takes a few minutes because we're trying to get it all sort of coated. Everything should get coated. I could do this like the pizza people do. They throw it in the air and twirl it and let it fall in, but I'm not good enough for that. I used to do that when I was a youngster. Not a youngster. In fact, I'd be considered an old goat. Yeah, old goat. I had a hockey team named the Old Goat. Yeah, we played old-timer hockey. So this stuff was coating just parts of it, and now as I'm doing it, it seems to be coating everything. So you gotta have some patience and keep at it. I think everything's coated. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Seems coated.
Okay. Now, when this gets heated, the liquid part gets a little more viscous. I think that's the term for loose and watery. It means watery and flowing, and it'll coat things better too. Because each time when we put it in the oven to bake it, we're going to be mixing it frequently. The issue is if it stays in too long, there's so much butter in there, it'll start to burn, so we don't want it to burn. Therefore, we're going to be mixing it every 5 or so minutes. Yeah, this is getting better. Wow, this is good stuff. Okay. Now, Ben, hold this over here. We've got some more stuff that's on the counter. We'll scrape it in. Hold it down here. There. You can't let any of this go to waste, because a lot of it has garlic on it. You can't waste garlic. There. Wow. Okay, so Miss Nicole, come here. Wow. That's quite a different flavor. Every one of these batches turns out slightly different. because there's different ingredients. It's because you do put different amounts in. Well, I'm going to put this in the oven, 200 degrees, and we'll start off with every 5 minutes, pulling them out and mixing them. We'll be back when we get that done. We have now put it in the oven at 200, and we're going to wait for it to heat up a little bit more and then mix it up. So unless you enjoy watching paint dry, or maybe down south here you would like to watch grass grow, I don't think this is worth watching. So we'll come back when we start pulling it out to stir. All right, we're back now for the first time stirring. Well, nothing burnt, that's a good sign. Just a light stirring to move stuff around. It ends up, what this does is it mixes everything up better, and it distributes all of the ingredients we cooked up a little bit more, and it keeps it from burning on the bottom. The reason this works so well is we've got 2 ovens, because it's in Texas. They're always bigger in Texas. Why have 1 oven when you can have 2? Taste it. Let's see what we got here. What do you think?
That's good.
It's good, yeah. So we do this about 3 or 4 more times, maybe an hour cooking it up. When we're done that, we put it on the counter and we leave it overnight, let it cool off, and then we put it into small bags, wrap a bow around it, and give it to neighbors and friends with a little sign on there. And what I've always done, of course I shouldn't tell you this, it's a secret between you and I. What I've always done, and I've done this many, many times for 15 years, well, not 15, 10 years. I put it into little bags of, well, what do you call those things? Ziploc bags, sandwich style. And then I don't write my name on it. I just say Merry Christmas and put on something like a code word and leave it at that. Let people guess who it came from. I won't tell you the code word because then everybody else will know who was getting it. So if you got nuts and bolts from somebody and said Merry Christmas, who knows who that could have been, because it wasn't signed. Okay, we're done. Let's put this back in. Now the real skill here is to make sure you don't eat it all before it's completely cooked. And that's tough, that's gonna be difficult to do, but trust me, it's possible. Right, Ben?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're eating it all. All right, we're done. We'll be back later on for a wrap-up. It's the next day, and we're back again to talk about the nuts and bolts. So, these have been in the oven for about an hour, and every 5 to 15 minutes, we mix them up so that they wouldn't burn. Now, I wanted to take this down to the downtown Houston area and hand it out to some strangers to see whether they like it or not, but my wife said, that's not a good idea. Well, I'm an independent person and have a mind of my own. So I don't think that was a very good idea to go downtown Houston, so we're not going down there. Everyone in the house here has tried it out, and they all seem to think that it's a wonderful recipe and it worked out great. I'm too old-fashioned, that I should be using more of the modern jargon of today. So it's stuff like dog and bro and dude. So these are brewed nuts and bolts for the dog, and I hope they enjoy it. that's it. Stay tuned for more recipes coming up. We're looking at things like Vinsky slaw and Vinsky sauerkraut and special Vinsky sandwiches that are phenomenal. Now, you'll understand that most of this stuff is so good that it can't be legal. So somebody in your house has to make sure they're outside looking out for the police when these things are consumed, because they're that good. If you like this, and if you like the video, hit a thumbs up on it, and also subscribe, because there's more of this to come, as well as things like squirrel-proof bird feeders, and which is really cool, and a lot of wood turning, specialized wood turning. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, and away we go. Have a Merry Christmas, folks.
Grandpa Dennis is turning.
I'm alright, 'cause I'm okay. Doesn't matter if my beard is gray. Just listen, I have something to say.
Dennis is turning.
I'm alright, 'cause I'm okay. And this old goat has something to say. So just keep learning from Grandpa Dennis's turning.